Here are your winners from the last 3 Ledgestone Insurance Opens. You have Paul McBeth, Ricky Wysocki, and can you remember off the top of your head exactly who won Ledgestone last year? I only ask because I couldn't exactly remember myself, and well, if you're remembering correctly, the name that should have popped into your head was Calvin Heimburg, your winner of the 2021 Ledgestone Insurance Open. But this is only partially correct. If you thought of Ricky Wysocki, that too is an acceptable answer, as he was also declared the winner of the 2021 Ledgestone Open. Yeah, it was a weird one. Due to inclement weather, last year Ledgestone went 3 rounds instead of 4 and ended with a strange co-champion situation. And even though I doubt Ricky or Calvin lose sleep at night over sharing a Pro Tour win, I can't help but feel like there was something left unresolved last year. And in 2022, I hope that this story gets its proper ending. Let's talk about it. I'm Mason with Heiserfly, and thank you for being here. If you feel like this video is worth your time, then it would mean a ton if you'd subscribe to my channel. So like I mentioned, last year was officially considered a shared victory between Calvin and Ricky. And even though they played a scratch match to determine who would take home the trophy, this was more for fun, I think. Obviously, both of them would have preferred the title all on their own. And in my mind, they are both perfectly poised in 2022 to be fighting for the win, this time outright. Calvin's coming off a massive win at Deglo, his second Elite Series win of the year, and if he can take down Ledgestone this year, I think we'll be seeing a bit of a narrative shift surrounding Calvin, at least to me. I've always seen Heimburg as the perennial top 5er, consistently one of the best in the world, but never the best. This perception was only reinforced by Calvin's persistence in the 2021 season, where he finished the year with a staggering 12 top 5 finishes in Elite Series or major events, but with only 1 win, and it was a shared one. And it's not that I think Calvin can't win, he's proven without a doubt that he can. But if you look at his top 5s over the last 3 years and compare them to his wins, these numbers scream consistency more than they do dominance. When he reaches the top 5, Calvin wins 17% of the time, which is not bad at all. But compare this number against someone like Ricky, and those percentages do make a difference in securing wins over a long period of time. But this year has been different. So far in 2022, Calvin has less top 5s. He's only had 6 of them, but in these 6 events, he already has 2 wins to his name. If Calvin can continue ramping up towards the end of the season, which is well within his ability, I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the year to find Calvin Heimburg as the number 1 ranked player in the world. It's a possibility. And if he can win at Ledgestone, or really any other event by the end of the year, he'll be joining a club made up of the elite. These players all with at least 3 wins at Elite Series or major events in one single season. Besides Calvin, there's another player in the running to join this club. That would be Simon Lizotte. And by the way, year by year, this is getting increasingly more difficult to do. So we talked about Calvin, but as for Ricky, he's Ricky Wysocki. The last few events have been fairly quiet for him, but don't forget the first half of the season where Ricky took down the Dynamic Disc Open and the Texas State Championship, coincidentally the event where Calvin finished just 1 stroke behind. And as much as I'd love the poetic ending for Calvin or Rick to win Ledgestone, there's a million other names that could take it down. The field is tough and getting tougher, and anyone can come from anywhere at any time. I remember last year when Drew Gibson ended up just 3 strokes off the lead. This performance really shattered my perception of Drew, as I kind of pictured him as the classic big arm but can't putt type of guy. Drew instead arrived at Ledgestone throwing a buzz on 75% of the holes while displaying incredible touch throughout the dense forests of Northwood Black. Speaking of the course, I have to say it's refreshing to see pros end up at best 6 or 7 under par. I'm curious to see what Nate Heinold has in store for the property this year, but if someone can get to double digits under par at Northwood Black, I would be genuinely surprised. I remember loving this event last year, watching Drew throw his buzz everywhere, Ricky saving strokes from some of the most precarious positions, and Calvin throwing 3 feet above the ground power shots through some of the tightest gaps on the Pro Tour. And while I'm not necessarily the biggest fan in the world of Eureka Lake as a secondary course, I think that it counters Northwood Black well. It requires kind of a different set of skills, and while some lesser known players can make deep runs on other courses, I think that whoever wins Ledgestone this year will have proven themselves to be the best disc golfer, at least for the weekend. I'll go as far as to say that I think whoever wins will definitely come from your top 10 players in the world. And I'll give a slight edge to some of your woods golfers, players that can scramble and hit the tightest of gaps, people like Chris Dickerson and Paul Macbeth, and even someone like Matty O I could see doing really well here. But I'm going to go ahead and lay out my prediction for Ledgestone 2022. This could age like milk, but I've talked about him enough, and I'm going to say that I think Calvin Heimberg will be your MPO champion. I can just see him riding this wave from Deglow, that win, into another one, joining Simon Lizotte with back-to-back Elite Series wins in 2022. I don't know. We'll see. What are you looking forward to most this weekend? Who do you have slated to win? Let me know in the comments. I'm just really excited. It seems like the last few events in a row have really shattered expectations and created so many new storylines from different emerging players. I can't wait to see where we go from here. Stay tuned for my post-event breakdown coming Monday or Tuesday after Ledgestone. Thanks for watching, and I will see you then.